All right. So testing this out, I just figured out on this trade machine that I've been using. They have a setting, I guess, where I guess it syncs with Reddit or something, and it just shows what everybody is like the most recent trades that people are building, and you can filter on the right by the players and even the teams that you want involved in them. So it's kind of cool to see what people are thinking, and thought it might be kind of cool to look through some of the Trae Young trades that people are building. This is 22 minutes old, so let me refresh, see if there's any new ones. Um, so just thought we could go through some of these and see if anyone's come up with anything good. Well, this one's a failed one, but let's see what they were thinking. So I guess according to the reporting um, from I think it was Mark Stein earlier, a lot of these trades are have the Wizards involved because I guess CJ McCollum's expiring contract is appealing to the Hawks because a big part of Trae Young and his value, or I guess a big part of the risk of Trae Young is that he um, is going to pick up his player option next year. Which, if you click on here, his player option for next year is 48.9 million, which is freaking insane, especially for a guy who um, doesn't play defense. And so, yeah, he's also shooting really poorly this year. So, I mean, it's not ideal to have to have to pay almost $50 million to him. So, is the trade market for Trae Young just simply a salary dump and taking on like an expired contract? Because basically that means you're clearing up for 30.6 million if you take on CJ McCollum next year, which means you could go after other free agents and build out the rest of your team. So a team like the Hawks that probably knows that they're not going to win the championship this year, um, maybe just kind of taking it as a year to shed Trae Young and kind of develop all the younger guys, and then come in next year with cap space to kind of make the final touches on the roster. I guess that kind of makes sense, but I feel like you should be able to get more value for Trae Young. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that he was leading them to the Eastern Conference Finals. He was bowing to New York, and like, I mean, he is still a good player. I definitely get that he's undersized and it's difficult to win with him, but um, okay, let's see what other I like. I don't really like looking at trades that have like three, four, five teams and like a bunch of players, even though they are semi realistic. It's just like gets really confusing really quickly and less likely. This is interesting. I was looking at this earlier, like Emmanuel Quickly as a guy because he makes 32.5 mil, as a guy that might be able to be swapped because the Hawks, if they're done with Trae Young, Quickly's a better defender. Obviously, not as good of an all around, like not as good of a passer and stuff like that, but he kind of fits what the Hawks want to do this year better. But damn, they get in this trade that somebody built, the Hawks are getting Quickly, RJ Barrett, and 2 first round picks. Um, and they're trading Trae Young and Nikhil Alexander Walker to the Raptors. First of all, Nikhil Alexander Walker's had a good year. Let's see what his stats are this year. Yeah, wow, he's doing better than I even realized. 17.2 points a game, 3.3 assists, 2.9 rebounds is crazy. Um, I don't. I mean, I don't know if they want to trade that, but obviously, if they're getting 2 first round picks, they would like the Hawks would have to do this trade. See, yeah, has anyone commented? No, but yeah, there's you can comment on trades that people build as well. But I feel like, yeah, and you get RJ Barrett if you're the Hawks. I mean, RJ Barrett is really a solid player, but I don't know how much he fits the Hawks. I guess you can never have too many wings. Um, but yeah, I don't hate this one. I feel like the two first rounders, why would the Raptors give all that up just for Trae Young? Like they're kind of building this wing defensive team with RJ Barrett and um, Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram, etc. So I don't really know why the Raptors would do this, especially with the two first rounders. But if you take away the picks, maybe I kind of like Emmanuel. Something there might be something there with Emmanuel quickly and Trae Young. I don't know what the specifics are, but let's keep looking and see what else people have. Oh, here's another Suns one. Maybe we'll go back to this one, but let's look at this one first. Trae Young and Dyson Daniels. Dyson Daniels has that weird poison pill, they call it. He's on a rookie contract and signed to an extension that is to begin the following season. Therefore, he has what is known as a poison pill contract. He can no longer be traded for a player making equal money. So I believe that's the same thing that Jonathan Kuminga just had, where it's just not the right time to trade a player like that because of the issues that it creates salary wise. Yeah, so his outgoing value for the Hawks is 7.7 and his incoming value is 21.5. So it's just really hard to fit salaries, but I guess someone did it. Trae Young and Dyson Daniels for Jalen Green, Grayson Allen, and Nick Richards. I could see the Suns being interested in Trae Young. I could kind of see the Hawks being interested in Jalen Green just because he's a better defensive player and kind of a similar chucking offensive player, but obviously not 5% of the passer that Trae Young is. Grayson Allen's a good player, but I mean Dyson Daniels, they love Dyson Daniels too. Atlanta does. It kind of feels like there might need to be a pick involved going to the Hawks. Although, I mean, you're shedding this massive Trae Young salary. It's really, yeah, I don't know. It's not the worst trade. I kind of think the Suns make sense as a trade partner. This looks crazy. Clippers get younger and sign all two ways. I mean, they're not getting rid of Harden, so I'm not even going to click on that. This is a 5-team deal. Atlanta full blow-up trade. Jesus. Okay, they're not trading Jalen Johnson. That's enough for me to just say, forget that. I mean, who are they getting? Paul George. If you're blowing it up, why would you want Paul George? That's the most absurd trades I've ever seen in my life. All right. Someone's just messing around. What about this Gobert trade? Trae Young to the Timberwolves. I mean, that's a weird pairing with Anthony Edwards. I feel like Anthony Edwards would get so pissed off at Trae Young. Plus, like, Rudy Gobert's been good this season. Hawks, I'm sure, would love to have Gobert. Rob Dillingham is just sort of a throwaway piece. The Nets get DiVincenzo, who they giving up? They're giving up Sharp and no. Just like why? I mean, I don't know why the Timberwolves would want to do this. I don't know why the Hawks would want to do this because you're only getting second round picks anyways. Let's see. Let's see what this is. Trae for CJ McCollum. So yeah, this is the base of like the deal that's rumored. So to fill out the salary, I guess you have to add. Oh God, they're not going to trade Bub Carrington and Corey Kispert, are they? And to a pick swap and a future first rounder. I mean, That's a lot. Why would the Wizards give up all of that just for Trae Young? I mean, I guess it's to get butts in their seats because they're so freaking boring. But are they really going to re-sign and build around Trae Young? I don't really know why they would do that. It's kind of like they just tried that with Jordan Poole and got rid of him. And okay, I know Trae Young is obviously better than Jordan Poole, but like they both are probably two of the worst defenders in the league. So doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. Let's update, or let's go to trending. Trending Trae Young trades. Oh wait, this is 3 weeks ago though. Yeah, I think we have to go to new because the league has changed. In 3 weeks, the league has changed significantly. Here's one. Ooh, okay. Here's a couple from the last 2 minutes. This involves the Lakers. So Lakers have been rumored to want Trae Young. Oh, and Porzingis. It would make sense to try and offload Trae Young and Porzingis at the same time. Hawks get, Clay, Gafford, Vincent, Martin Hardy, Branham, and Dalton Knecht. They give up Trae Young and Porzingis. Najee Marshall also goes to the Lakers. Vanderbilt. Oh my God. Yeah, they're not trading LeBron. But if they did trade LeBron, getting back Trae Young and Porzingis, no. I mean, why would you? Why would you want Trae Young and Luka? Porzingis is if Porzingis was healthy, he'd be a good fit with the Lakers. But is he ever going to be healthy? What's this? Anthony Davis to the Hawks. Oh, and Giannis. There's literally no way they're taking on over 100 million in salary for this year, which means they have to give up Trae, Porzingis, Risa Shea, and Leonard. That's what 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, that's 99 in salary going out. You're basically trading your whole team for Anthony Davis and Giannis. I mean, Anthony Davis, Giannis, and Jalen Johnson would be crazy. Just like all really lanky wingspan type players. Yeah, I mean, if they did that and they were healthy, they would be the best team in the East. But yeah, Trae Young would go to the Wizards. The Wizards would give up McCollum and Middleton. I still don't really understand why the Wizards would want Trae Young. I don't know what I'm missing about that, but clearly there's something to it because that's been reported. But yeah, I just don't really see it. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I like the. What about, is there. Oh, can I search for. I'm going to search to see if there's stuff involving Trae and Giannis. Other than that one that we just looked at. What about this one? Posted 3 hours ago. Failed. Why is it failed? Financial issues for the Mavericks and Pistons. Well, let's look at just the cost basis. Or not the cost basis, the framework of it. Kyrie, I feel like the Mavs aren't giving up Kyrie, but if they were, Hawks would be an interesting team for him to go to. They give up Trae Young and Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Kyrie. They wouldn't do that. The Bucks give up Giannis for Duncan Robinson, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Daniel Gafford. Okay. Yeah, this is a ridiculous trade. Clearly, whoever did this is a Mavs fan or a Pistons fan. Oh, yeah, the Pistons would be getting Trae Young and Porzingis just for Ivy and Robinson. Crazy. People do a lot of wild shit. Or they have their blinders on for their team, which I get because that happens to me with the Warriors sometimes. Hawks get Giannis and Kyle Kuzma. Bucks get Trae Young, Kristaps Porzingis, and Zachary Risachet. I feel like I've looked at very similar trades to this. It does kind of make sense to me to try and build a trade around Giannis and Trae Young, but if you're the Bucks and you're giving up Giannis, the greatest player in your franchise history, you need more than a super expensive point guard that doesn't play defense and is having a down shooting year, a center who is never healthy, unfortunately, and when he's healthy, he's solid, but he's not like a star. And then also, Risachet is a decent, has decent potential, I guess, but he's having a really bad year, and like he was the number one pick in one of the weakest drafts of recent memory. He's only 20 years old, averaging 12.9 points, 2.6 rebounds, 1.2 assists. Really barely better than, like he has not to this point had much of a jump at all from rookie to sophomore year. But not time to give up on him by any means. It's just he's not very good at this point, and he's not worth Giannis. Like, you need to throw in a lot of picks if you want to do that. Oh, this is going to be a crazy one. Hawks get Anthony Davis and Giannis. It's kind of similar to that other crazy one. Bucks get Trae, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Asanul, probably butchered that. Tons of picks. I mean, that's the right amount of picks if they're trading Giannis. That looks more like a package that they would take. I still kind of think that the Hawks don't want to trade Alexander Walker. I mean, obviously, if they're getting a huge return, they would. But Mavs would be getting rid of Anthony Davis for Porzingis. Make his way back to the Mavericks after the failed experiment the first time. But then they're getting, why would you literally trade Luka for Anthony Davis. You fire your GM, and then right after that you trade Anthony Davis just to get another injury. I mean, I guess he's an expiring contract. Kennard, Kevin Porter, and a bunch of second-round picks, basically, and a swap for a first. I just don't really understand why the Mavs would do that. And then, obviously, I just don't think that the Hawks could pull off getting two $50+ million players in one trade. That would be crazy. But, like I said, that would be one of the most insane teams ever. This is Hawks figure out how many picks. So, Trae for Giannis. You just need a ton of picks. I think I clicked on this one earlier. We have to scroll down a little further. Oh, this one involves the Warriors, but it's failed. Oh, it's only failed because Kuminga is not eligible to be traded yet. So basically, financially, this works. Let's see what it is. Anthony Davis, Michael Porter Jr., Taurean Prince, Najee Marshall to the Hawks, Klay Thompson reunion with the Warriors, Daniel Gafford, who we know they would love to have. Bucks, Trae Young, Nick Claxton, Risa Shea, Clowney. I mean, this is a package that the Bucks would be pretty damn happy with if they're getting rid of Giannis. I mean, no, I guess you need picks in addition to that, but not bad. And then the Nets get Giannis, Porzingis, D'Lo. Forgot about D'Lo. Dwight Powell and Thanasis. So this is how are the Nets getting Giannis if they're giving up just Clowney, Claxton, and Michael Porter Jr.? They would have to give up way more than that. I mean, I like Claxton and Clowney a lot, and Michael Porter Jr. is having a great year. But you need to give up way more picks just to get Giannis. I mean, I guess you're taking on no, you're not even taking on bad salary. 5.6 for 2 years, expiring. You're not even taking on bad salary. So the Nets would have to like empty the clip with picks, and they would have to go mostly, yeah, they'd have to go to the Bucks. But I mean, everyone. I mean, who are the Warriors giving up in this trade? Are the Warriors even giving anything up in this trade? Oh, I'm an idiot. There's a fifth team. The Mavs. Here we go. Kuminga, Buddy Hield, Quentin Post, Kuzma, Cam Thomas. Huh. I mean, the Mavs are giving up D'Lo, Dwight Powell, Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, and getting back Kuminga, who I feel like they like. They always like Warriors. Mavs always like Warriors young players. They're taking on some multiple year salaries, but nothing crazy. Kuzma's salary is not bad because it's going down. So yeah, $20 million next year is not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to think about the Warriors getting Klay back. Like some kind of package around Klay and Daniel Gafford would be really interesting. But the Nets are not getting Giannis. He's not agreeing to go there. That just makes no sense. There's nobody left on the Nets if they're giving up like their three, or actually their four most contributing players, really, with Clowney, Claxton, Michael Porter Jr., and Cam Thomas. So it's basically just a Giannis and Porzingis and D'Lo team, and D'Lo's been absolute garbage this year. God, there's just a million of these. Who knew there was? Okay, well, let's see. Crazy Anthony Davis, Giannis, and Trae Young trade. I don't like pairing Anthony Davis and Giannis in the same trade. Just seems too unlikely. I do like Julius Randle. Not to the Warriors, but I do feel like the Timberwolves, if they're going to make a trade, I could see them trading Julius Randle. Atlanta, Milwaukee, Phoenix. Phoenix does seem like they could get involved. I feel like Trae Young to Phoenix makes sense. Okay, Giannis to the Hawks. Jalen Green, young player, to the Bucks. Risa Shea, young player, to the Bucks. A few first-round picks. If you're the Suns, you're giving up Jalen Green, Nick Richards, and a 2027 first-rounder. For Trae Young, I think that's like a decent amount. Oh, and Royce O'Neal goes out. I think that's a decent amount to give up for Trae Young, considering all the things we've talked about with him. And for the Hawks, you're getting Giannis, and what you're giving up is Risa Shea, Trae Young, and 2 firsts. That feels pretty light. Like, if you're just looking at it in a vacuum, how much do the Hawks have to give up to get Giannis? you would say a lot more than Trae Young, Risa Shea, and a 2029 first and a 2031 first. Like there would have to be, I don't know, at least two more first round picks, right? Um, I mean, I like including Risa Shea, and I think like if you're the Bucks, you're getting three first round picks for Giannis, but you need more than like you need the combination of first round picks and some young talent. So you get Risa Shea and Jalen Green and three first round picks. That's the combination of stuff that I think makes sense. Um, but if I'm the Bucks, I'm looking at Jalen Green as not someone that's gonna carry my franchise, and I'm looking at Risa Shea as also not like they're both kind of like starters maybe, but role playing starters, like not or maybe Jalen Green at best is a second option, and Risa Shea at best is a third option in his future, right? Probably more likely, sort of your fourth or fifth highest scoring player, and you just hope that he is a valuable wing that defends and stuff like that. But yeah, and then you get three picks. It's not the most disgusting trade I've ever seen by any means, but I feel like more has to go out, and I feel like the Suns are getting away with a lot if they pull this off. Like they probably have to include maybe a protected first that goes towards the Bucks, and then the Hawks probably have to put at least another protected first, if not just a straight up first. Um, or a pick swaps, I guess, is what you would have to do. Yeah, that's my guess. But I feel like actually I don't hate this. For some reason, it just feels like Trae Young is going to go to the Suns to me. I don't necessarily think that Trae Young and Devin Booker is like a great pair, although it would be explosive on offense for sure. Um, but it just feels like they're always hunting for point guards, and they're always at their best when they have a good point guard. I mean, they made the finals with Chris Paul as a point guard, and they haven't done shit since then. So, um, I like this for the Suns. I like it for the Hawks. I think the Bucks could do better. All right, let's look at one or two more. These are specifically Trae Young and Giannis trades. So, Hawks aid Giannis to Knicks. Okay, I haven't looked at any Giannis to Knicks. I like all the Antetokounmpos going to the Knicks. Hawks would get OG Anunoby, who's having like an all-star season. So why the fuck would the Knicks get rid of OG Anunoby? I guess to get Giannis, but I just can't really see them wanting to do that. The Hawks also get Miles Turner, and they're giving up. Just making sure. Okay, they're giving up Trae Young, Luke Kennard, and two first-round picks, and they get Miles Turner and OG Anunoby. I mean, if you were to say what is OG Anunoby's value from straight up, if you had the cap space to take OG Anunoby on right now, how many draft picks would the Knicks expect from you, just straight up? How many first round draft picks? I would say at least like 4, right? He's under team control for 4 years. He is making he has a player option in 2028 for $48.3 million. So it's a lot of money. But he's having let's go back to his averages. He's averaging 17.1 points, 5.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists. Crazy good defense. He's such a good player to have in the playoffs. I mean, the Hawks would have him if they had OG Anunoby and Jalen Johnson. That would be crazy. I just don't see the Knicks parting with him easily. Obviously, if you get Giannis, that would make the Knicks probably the best team in the East. Definitely the best team in the East. But the Hawks getting Anunoby, Miles Turner, and just giving up Trae Young and Luke Kennard in 2 first, it just doesn't seem like enough. If you're the Bucks in this situation, you're giving up Giannis and Miles Turner, your 2 best players, and you're getting back Trae Young, Mitchell Robinson, Luke Kennard, and 3 first. That's just not even close to enough, I don't think. I think there needs to be, like, in total, probably 3 more picks. Probably 2 first rounders from the Knicks going to the Bucks and 1 first rounder from the Hawks protected, maybe going to the Bucks, and then maybe something like this could work. But then from the Hawks' perspective, yeah, you're trading Trae Young and you're getting OG and Miles Turner. I just feel like, yeah, I mean, that definitely makes your team way better, but you're going to need to get another ball handler if you do that. Yeah, I think a lot of people are shortchanging the Bucks. They're going to want a lot more picks if they're going to make this happen, which I guess is a argument for why this probably won't actually reach the finish line. There's a lot of Trae Young for Giannis. What about just, well, I guess like Giannis to Hawks. This is the last thing I'm going to look up before. Well, actually, I was going to say actually Trae Young to the Bucks without oh, my bad. So Trae Young to the Bucks without Giannis leaving. Is there anything like that? Trae to Bucks. Trae goes to the Bucks, so Trae is with Giannis in this scenario. And in order for the Bucks to get him, they would give up Bobby Portis to the Hawks, Kyle Kuzma and Kevin Porter to the Wizards. So you're giving up Kuzma, Portis, and Kevin Porter Jr. Kuzma's declining salary. Bobby Portis' 3-year deal. Kevin Porter. The Hawks are basically doing that trade that is rumored where they're getting the expiring of CJ McCollum. And I mean, Bobby Portis he's just shooting big. He can help. I mean, he's kind of like, for a good team, like a teens minutes, 16, 15, 14 minutes a game in like the playoffs, but can catch fire. Kind of like that Mo Spates on the Warriors back in the day. But it feels like if you're trading Trae Young, you could maybe, well, no, but you're getting CJ McCollum. You're saving $47 million next year. Or with CJ McCollum expiring, you're turning $47 million into like 15 million, 17 million next year. So that's why the Hawks would do it. But it's crazy to think of Trae Young as just a salary dump. But it's possible that happens. And if you're the Wizards, you're trading an expiring. This is where it doesn't totally make sense to me. If you're the Wizards, you're trading an expiring contract, which should be able to get you like a draft pick or something. You're trading it for Kyle Kuzma and Kevin Porter Jr. I mean, it's not really enough talent to like do anything for you. It says +3 wins on here, but like I just don't really see, if the Wizards are trading a CJ McCollum expiring, it's to get someone to put seats, to sell seats for them for this year, or it's to get like a draft pick that'll get them out of the mud at some point. I just don't really see why they would do this. But I do like the pairing of Trae Young and Giannis a little bit, because Giannis can make up for how bad defensively Trae Young is, and also the Bucks need a knockdown 3-point shooter when Giannis is getting double and triple teamed. So I don't hate that. But anyways, just wanted to look at some of these trades and kind of show this new, or not new feature, but this feature that I had never seen before because I thought it was cool. So that's it for now. Yeah,